Hello, hello, my dear health seekers. Inge from Health Origins here. So today I greet you with this glass of festive holidays wine, because we're in a festive season. So while I'm making these peanut butter jelly cookies, I'm having a little sip of festive sweet wine. However, this wine seems to be very strong and I'm not used to drinking. I don't normally drink through the week at all, only on some occasions. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. So let's begin. Here we have all the ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, we're gonna need some almond flour. So this is just some almonds that are ground. If you don't want it to be brownie, because I've just ground them with the skins on, so you can blanch your almonds first, so kind of put them in the boiling water for a couple of minutes and then take off their skins and then let them dry or dehydrate them and then mill them into a flour. So I'm doing a double recipe here. So for a single recipe you will need 1 1/4 cup of ground almond flour, okay, or just ground almonds basically it is, but you want kind of as fine ground as possible. I don't know if mine are actually fine enough, but we'll see how it works. So that's the ground almonds. Then I've got a cup of tapioca starch. You can use, arrowroot powder, but you can use tapioca starch because that's the original recipe called for tapioca anyway, but that should work just as well. So a cup, again for just one recipe. I'm doing a double, so this is double, but normally it would be half a cup. Then I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. So again, half that for the recipe. I'll put the ingredients for a single recipe down below. Then I've got some peanut butter powder, I think it is. So it's just basically just to give it even more peanut buttery taste. And then from wet ingredients we've got peanut butter, so it's half a cup, and we've got nearly a cup, so it's kind of like 2/3, a little bit more of maple syrup. The recipe called really for half a cup per recipe, but I thought that was an awful lot of maple syrup, so I've just reduced it just a little bit. And then we'll need some kind of jam, and I'm using raspberry jam for this. Okay, so let's mix all the dry ingredients first. So I'm adding the baking powder, the salt, then the starch, and I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of this peanut butter powder. This is totally optional, this bit, the powder, and also you could also try a variation of this, which was in the original recipe. Instead of peanut butter, use almond butter, and then use a little bit of almond essence to make these purely almond cookies. I think that would be amazing as well, but I haven't got almond butter, so I'm just making with peanut butter instead. So this Christmas, the peanut butter lovers will be happy on my channel, because yesterday I made a peanut butter truffles recipe, and today I'm making a obviously peanut butter cookies with jam. Sounds very American. So there you go. So that's my dry ingredients mixed. Now I'm gonna mix and whisk the wet ingredients. So I'm gonna just pour the maple syrup in. And add the peanut butter. And I like using a whisk to whisk that up. So now it's looking smooth. I'm gonna add this to my dry ingredients. I like that this recipe doesn't have any oil or marge, because normally any cookie recipes you see, they have either lots of oil or lots of margarine in it, and I'm not really a fan of either of these ingredients and don't use them in my cooking at all. So yeah, and just mix that in. And now when you nearly basically incorporated all the dry ingredients into the wet, you can finish off by kneading by hand. So there we go, we've got a nice dough ball now. And original recipe says to put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes, and because for some reason I think they have a runnier dough, so I don't know why. Maybe the coarseness of the almond that I have maybe plays a part, but mine is quite moldable, so it's quite fine. So I'm going to be making cookies and baking them straight away. I've got my silicone mat ready in my baking tin. So I'm taking a piece of dough, a size of about a golf ball, and I'm gonna roll it into a round shape, and then I'm gonna just flatten it a little and put it on here, and I'll put a little thumbprint in where we're going to be putting our jam. So about a golf ball size, roll it into a ball, then flatten it and put a thumbprint in for the jam. So I'm gonna continue on with the rest of them. So now I've got my cookies nearly ready. All I need to do is just place a little bit of the jam in the middle. So just carefully spoon some in, and we're good to go to the oven. And in the meantime, I'm preheating my oven to 170 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. Voila! And make sure when you put things on the mat, leave some space around them just in case they spread a little bit. And I made some plain cookies here because I'll be decorating them with marzipan, coloured marzipan, for the kids as well. So I'll put these in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. I'll check in between and then they should be ready. So now for Mark's favourite part, guys.
Yay!
Taste testing. Ooh, I'll get my wine, guys. The festive tipple. Mark already had too much, he said before.
Yeah, I'm really a lightweight now. Oh my god, I had one glass and I was...
This tiny one too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was pathetic, really.
Right, let's taste test these babies.
Okay.
They're still a little bit warm, so they crunch up a little bit more.
I like them. They're
proper peanut buttery, aren't they?
yeah. I think the fattiness of the peanut butter goes well with the jam. You know, the kind of sweet and the fattiness. It's really nice together.
What do you think about marzipan? Can you even taste it? Can't even taste it.
Not massively, no. I think
but they look festive anyway.
It's decoration, really. Yeah. There's not a lot of marzipan on there, but it tastes fabulous anyway.
Yeah, guys, there you go. A swig of wine. So I think this is going to be probably the last episode before Christmas. So
no more taste testing.
No, we're busy cooking for the families, for get-togethers. So yeah, so we wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and probably meet with you before New Year's for another episode or two. But yeah, have a good one, guys.
Make the most of it. Enjoy everyone's company. Be good to each other. And yeah, Merry Christmas. Enjoy, guys.
And yeah, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you can follow us along for more recipes in the new year as well. So see you next time.
Bye.